All right. Welcome, Chuba. Welcome, Ernest. And
Thank
you
you
know
very
what the day
much.
is, and today is, and you know what we have this evening, the final of the 2026 World Cup, which will be between Spain and Argentina. Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
In this match, Spain have had history of dominating Argentina in their recent match. I think the last time they won, Argentina was able to win Spain was in the 20th century. That was 1999. And in this 21st century, Spain has not been able, Argentina has not been able to win Spain. And the goal differences is always very large. Do you think Argentina coming into this their second final? Do you think that Argentina will be able to beat Spain in this particular final?
Okay. From my view of the football, over the years, Spain has always been good for very good technique and tactics in their football. And if you follow their matches this World Cup so far, you realize that they are good in two things I call the two R's: ball recovery and ball retention. So the tactics has always been very good. But you see, Argentina is a team that presses hard. So I think the strength of Argentina comes from their mindsets first of all, their fights, because Argentina is a team that I cannot say Argentina this is a particular pattern of Argentina's football. I cannot say Argentina is a total counter team. I cannot say Argentina is a team that presses and defends, but I can tell you that Argentina is a team that comes full out. They can come out, they defend totally and they attack you totally. So going with the fact that this World Cup this is a World Cup that Messi would like to take back to back, and you know that sometimes all they just need is it's Messi's individual brilliance in the World Cup actually, but you cannot rule out the fact that Spain is a very tactical team, very tactical team. I'm suggesting that they will hold the ball, they will retain the ball more than Argentina will actually. So and the fact that Argentina has lost to them in the last, you said during like some years back, they've lost to them.
Since after 1999,
Yes.
Argentina has not been able to win Spain, and the scoreline has always been embarrassing. The last time they met, I think it was 6-1. So I'm seeing Argentina as the underdog of this particular match, owing to the fact that coming to this final, Spain has only conceded one goal. Do you think that this Argentine team that we have will be able to scatter that defense and score goal?
From this Argentina team today, it's about them conceding goals. I know they will concede goals in this match, very possible. And I just hope if they can win Spain, being able to outscore Spain. So Spain has a very good team from attack down to defense. The results are there. The fact that they considered just one goal throughout the whole tournament is enough to say how good the team they have been so far. But I believe that you said Argentina is the underdog. Personally, I'm an Argentine fan for today. You understand? So, and I also see Spain as the upper hand here. Yes, but Argentina, you cannot rule out. I know Argentina is an average team except for the individual brilliance of Messi. Yes, Messi is just the 12th player in Argentina. That's why you can see that Argentina is doing extra well. So you might dominate Argentina very well in the game. All it just takes is Messi's individual brilliance that can just happen within split seconds and it offsets the game. So yes, but it's about tactical play. I believe Spain has a better tactical player actually.
So you still believe that Argentina can able to see a win in today's match?
Yes, I believe Argentina can see a win in today's match.
Okay. Chuba, over to you. Do you think that with his analysis and thoughts about today's game concerning this Spain and Argentina, do you think that this Argentina team, looking back at their history, they have not been able to be producing good results against this Spaniard team? Do you think that Argentina can beat Spain today?
Okay, I actually respect the point of view of my fellow pundit here. But at the same time, looking at the two teams that are going head to head, and then looking at the outcome so far in this World Cup, starting from the group stage down to the final today, of course, you're going to know that we actually have a very wonderful team in Spain compared to Argentina.
Yes.
Now, the Spanish team, even said the legendary Michael Owen even made the analysis. Argentina, although, okay, some people are, okay, according to Messi fans, some people have been trying to bring out the propaganda of FIFA, but looking at the whole team, Argentina would have gone home during the match against Egypt. And then looking at this Argentine team, I don't think that Argentine team, they actually have those star players in this team. The only thing that I actually buy from what my fellow pundits said is that Argentina, they actually have a very good fighting spirit. I don't think that they usually give up because their fighting spirit is what got them to this final. Because looking at the team, starting from the behind, even say most of their current players, the first 11 in Argentina team, they are not even starting in their respective team. Look at Curtis Romero, Tagliafico. Tagliafico is not even starting from is not even starting for Ajax.
Mm.
Let's say so. Looking at all this play, and then we have Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is actually a more like a two people in one in this Argentine
The
team.
12th player.
But at the same time, we need to acknowledge the fact that Messi has passed his prime. And then looking at the Spanish team, when you come to the Spanish team, starting from the behind, I wouldn't say that they actually have a very wonderful back line like that. But Cucurella is actually a very, very good addition to that back line. Then what actually gives the Spanish team their strength is the midfield. The midfield, I will actually say that they actually have one of the, or they actually have the finest midfield in this World Cup. Some people before the World Cup, some people are saying that the Portuguese team that they have bad midfield, but they weren't able to even create a single chance. Talk more of being able to defend the ball so that it doesn't get to the goalpost. So we actually see, but in this Spanish team, we are seeing the midfield dynamo in Rodri. Rodri can actually protect the defense. Can actually protect the defense. I don't believe that is because of the previous team that they have faced, but Rodri, if we have actually watched Rodri in Man City, he's actually a very, very good player. He protects the defense line, and then he makes sure that he takes control of the midfield. Why the forward, and then we have Olmo, and then we also have Lamine Yamal. Why they press forward? So I actually see the Spanish team as being more balanced compared to Argentine team. And then looking at the Spanish team, they have only made it to the World Cup final only once, and then that's only time that they made it to the World Cup final. That is in 2010 in South Africa. They won it.
Yeah,
so I actually believe that they will actually replicate that same thing today. Hopefully. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Talking about the players that we have in both teams, what are those players you are looking out for in Argentina, apart from the star boy, Lionel Messi? And he talked about Messi not being his prime, and I look at the numbers of goal contribution, the assists, the goals of this.
Usually the best player in the tournament. So
you
far.
understand?
So I don't understand what prime is.
Yes, because I feel that
age is a factor.
Because age may be a factor, but when it comes to this Lionel Messi, I'm not seeing age as a factor. Because if you say that Lionel Messi is not in his prime,
he's 39. He's the best player.
He's 39 and he's been able to be scoring all these goal, hat tricks, braces everywhere, and assisting. Even the last game that they played, he assisted twice for this Argentine team to have qualified to the final. So why do you feel that Messi is not in his prime? For me, Messi is in his prime, although is aging.
Yes, aging.
Yeah, I actually understand what you're trying to say. I'm not trying to disrespect Messi. Messi is still a very good player, even in this current World Cup. But looking at the team that the Argentine team have actually faced, I believe that most of the tactical mistakes came from the coach. Now, if we are looking at in the last match against England, the match was actually even. It was very even before the Thomas Tuchel, that is the English coach, decided to play a 6-man back. And then Messi now moved down to the right flank, and then he was then throwing all those passes, all those crosses. Of course, we all know that if he's able to throw up to 15 crosses, at least one should get to the head of the Argentine team. So I actually believe that the part of the accolade that Messi is actually getting in this final is actually dependent on the tactical flaws of the coaches that have actually had their teams play against the Argentine team. And then also we are not going to rule out the fact that the FIFA, we have actually seen Infantino celebrating when Messi scored, and then we have actually seen his face becoming so angry because Argentina haven't scored a goal.
I think that would be
and then we even saw a recent news recently that the FIFA courts have actually they filed a lawsuit against Infantino. So after the World Cup, the FIFA president should be facing the lawsuit that was being filed against him, because it's very, very obvious that the old man here is very, very biased.
I think that
he's actually very, very biased. so hopefully today I'm actually expecting to see a very angry face, because I don't expect Argentina winning today's game.
Okay.
They are going to press harder, because one thing that you won't take away from the Argentine team is that they have a very good fighting spirit. They don't give up. They don't give up, because if you are to and then the team is actually very, very balanced. They love Lionel Messi. Nobody believes that. Even if the Argentine team, they don't want to play anything, they are going to play well because they want to win a trophy for Lionel Messi.
Of course.
It's not like that in the Portuguese team.
So do you think that mindset will make Argentina?
It will help them press. They will push.
Okay, it will really help them to press.
Yeah, it will push Spanish team to easily win, but they will be able to win.
Okay, what are those players that you are looking out for
today.
apart from that, that is a 1 in 2
That's
player.
already spectacular on its own.
Yes, because
Okay.
sometimes I do see substitutes, they come in and they perform. Somebody like Lautaro Martinez, I think that's coming into 2 match and
Score 2 goals.
he have been able to score 2 goals for the Argentine team to win against Switzerland and the one they played against England. So
He even assisted against Egypt.
So what are those players, key players that you are looking out for in this in today's match that we are going to have this evening?
Okay, first of all, in this tournament, I have to be honest. I would say Scaloni, that's Argentina coach, has not been tactically brilliant so far. Like in the games, from the beginning of the games. I will tell you that the first game that I can agree that this is Scaloni's tactical brilliance is the game against England. Now, Argentina has suffered. You know what Argentina game? You see that they suffer wingers at the moment. With the fact that Di Maria is no longer with them, like Argentina is weak when it comes to the wings. Actually, that's why I say that most times they can penetrate through the wings. When Messi falls Messi leaves the middle and go to the wings to push the ball harder, so they can get an advantage. But they don't have wingers. Now, one of the things that changed in their last game against England was because the formation was different from the one he has been playing. If you check, now you know Guillermo Simeone. Guillermo Simeone is a winger that presses, like he presses. So like starting him in that game against England was a very good choice. When I saw the lineup for England game, I knew that Argentina meant business here, like they were serious. So I'm looking out for players like Julian Alvarez. You know, Alvarez is a player that you cannot rule him out because he has his wonders. Like he can just come spring up from nowhere and he can give you a header, he can give you a free kick, he can shoot from outside. Like it's just spectacular. Looking out for players like Lautaro Martinez, and you know, Lautaro Martinez for me has always been someone that is. I like Lautaro Martinez coming from the bench because he brings a spark to the team when he comes from the bench. Enzo Fernandez, the Enzo Fernandez of Argentina, I think is quite different from the Enzo Fernandez of Chelsea.
Yeah,
because Enzo Fernandez, when he comes to Argentina, he plays with his heart. Like you can see how he plays with his heart. Like there's a difference between the Enzo in Chelsea and the Enzo of Argentina.
You know, not to cut you short, when you mentioned Enzo Fernandez, I was thinking that you wanted to compare the Fernandez at Man United with the Fernandez at Chelsea. But because I saw one tweet that they say that if you want to be a Fernandez, be Enzo Fernandez.
Bruno is an exceptional player. We all know that. So Enzo Fernandez is another player to really watch out for in the Argentina team. I've not really looked at the lineup, but it's Guillermo Simeone starting. That is very good. So they need strengthening from the wings actually. So Messi is there, Julian Alvarez is there to look out for. Guillermo Simeone is also there to look out for. Enzo controls the midfield very well. But I would say that sometimes I have my bias when it comes to McAllister.
Why?
Yes, sometimes my bias towards McAllister is that I feel McAllister sometimes does not bring in that spark very well in the game. Sometimes. Now, if I had my way, sometimes I would say they should bench McAllister sometimes and play Nico Pass from Como. You know the Como guy and the young Nico Pass from Como. He's an exceptional player too. Because sometimes McAllister does get lost in the game. You may not really, if you watch an Argentina game very well, you see that sometimes you don't really see him do so well. I've watched one of their games.
Actually, last season, McAllister didn't have a fantastic season in Liverpool.
Yes.
You also consider that.
Yes, he didn't have fantastic. So sometimes he gets
also
lost.
To add to that, like I understand the bias perspective you have toward McAllister. He nearly scored in that England match yesterday. So why do you feel that he's not always there? Because even before the England match, when they played Switzerland, he was the one that scored for Argentina for them to even go to extra time. So I don't understand where your bias is coming from.
Okay. Now, my bias is coming from McAllister in the sense that, you know, sometimes when you watch football, you watch a midfielder, you see what he does actually. So, a midfielder might not be doing so well. Even if he scores in that game, doesn't mean that he has played exceptionally well. Doesn't mean he has done... The game of football is to win, right? But